Hi, and welcome to Motivational Monday. Today I would like to talk about being unstoppable. Unstoppable in your hopes and dreams. Unstoppable in any and all goals that you set for yourself. Now, when I think about being unstoppable, this is what comes to mind. If you're familiar with football, the running back lines up in the backfield, looks across the line of scrimmage and looks into the eyes of the big, mean, ugly linebacker. The linebacker's only job is to stop the man with the ball. Smash him. Now before that ball is snapped, that running back has to tell himself, I'm unstoppable. He must look into the eyes of that linebacker and say, you might slow me down, but you ain't gonna stop me. That's the same attitude I believe we must have when it comes to accomplishing our dreams. That's the attitude I believe we must have when we lose our jobs and employer after employer after employer looks at us and says, we hired someone else. Now the next story that you're about to see, to me, is unstoppable in a nutshell. It's a young man that said, as the song says, ain't no valley high enough. Ain't no mountain low enough. I said that backwards. He says, ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough to keep me from getting to you. That's a theme song for achieving your goals. But I want you to watch this video, take a look at this young man, and the next time you're scratching your head wondering, should I give up? I want you to think about this young man and repeat these words. Be unstoppable.
I remember the first time I saw Anthony wrestle. I went in the stands and my son threw down his crutches and he hopped to the middle of the mat. And there's this scrawny little kid, and that's my son, and I was so proud of him, but this woman was laughing, and it broke my heart. I never wanted him to look at himself and say, hey, something's wrong with me, because these people keep looking at me and pointing. But if anybody's known Anthony throughout his whole life, it's that big smile, that great personality, and never letting anything get him down. Even when they'd ask him, what happened to your leg? He's like, I was born that way. Just with confidence, he just says it. I knew Anthony made it a point that he wanted to go to Division I school. He had worked really hard with 2 undefeated seasons, 2 state titles. But he wasn't heavily recruited. He knew he had something to prove once again. When he first started, it was like, oh, poor thing, good for him, he's trying, he's got one leg, he's at a disadvantage. And then as he started winning, it was, well, he's got an advantage because he's got all that upper body strength and, people can't get low enough. And I'm like, no, the kid just figured out how to beat you guys.
And it will be a tall task for Anthony Robles, the senior from Mesa, Arizona, 7 minutes away from a national title.
I was scared for him, knowing that it had to be Iowa, knowing that it had to be the former champion.
Beautiful technique by Robles.
For anybody to give Anthony any credit, it had to be the best of the best. Overcome a lot of stuff. A lot of people not expecting him to do it, people not expecting him to do anything. And for him to take control of that match, that was his defining moment.